Welcome back, everybody, to some more Doom Eternal. I'm the Reaper, and we're headed to URDAK. Necroval's energy conduit has transported you to URDAK, homeworld of the Khan Maker. The souls of Earth's victims flow here, converted into a source of energy for a dying species. The Khan Maker will stop at nothing to save URDAK, even if it means the complete consumption of Earth. Prevent her from gaining control of the Icon of Sin and put an end to her plans once and for all. Let's get it going.
Magnificent. Now quickly, the Khan Maker is nearby. We must stop her before she completes the ritual and gains full control over the Icon of Sin.
URDAK. It is magnificent. Vega data entry. This is URDAK, the home world of the Makers. A brief age analysis of the structures and architecture here indicates the world is older than any other in our databases. Similarities can also be drawn to multiple pan-galactic religions, indicating that the Makers' influence was not limited to Argentinur, and that over eons their influence has spread across the galaxy, and potentially the universe. Some imagery is akin to religious icons in the Orion Singus arm of the Milky Way, an area which includes Earth. The name Urdak is common tongue in the Maker language, but can be approximately translated to the word for paradise or heaven in hundreds of different languages, further cementing the theory that the Makers have had a religious impact on mortal beings for millions of years. Despite their seeming godliness, the Makers have a past. At some point in their ageless history, there is mention of the Father, a logical alien entity that endowed the Makers with their vast knowledge and technical ability. Analysis of Maker artifacts and scripture indicate that the Father may have been a singular being that split to form the Maker race, or instead transferred his incalculable power into the vast structure known as Urdak, which then birthed the Makers in perpetuity. It seems that the Makers, though exceptionally long-lived, eventually suffer some form of biological and mental degradation, at which point they undergo a process known as the Transfiguration, wherein they allow a voluntary death and resurrection somehow tied to the Father. This process may have been complicated or damaged in the recent past. There are no records of how the Father came to the Makers, when it was first discovered, or if any had a physical form before the Makers. The first mention of the Father is in regard to a building named the Luminarium. It was a temple of sorts where Makers would go to seek answers. The essence of the Father was stolen by one of their own, by a Maker referred to as the Seraphim. Who the Seraphim is, or what he did with the Father's consciousness, is unknown. Records show that one day the Luminarium simply ceased to communicate, and that a deep scan of its databanks revealed no remaining trace of the entity. URDAK itself exists in an anchor state, utilizing highly advanced dimensional shift technology to allow a static position at a subquantum level. This essentially inverts their position in relation to Hell. Both planes of existence are fixed outside the bounds of the known universe, a lower and higher reality. The Khan Maker oversees all within URDAK, and now utilizes Argent energy to prevent the transfiguration.
You cannot stop the procession. We will not be able to control it! No!
Icon of sin. Oh, is that the betrayer's son? Anyways, let's read the lore on that because total spoilers right there. All right, Vega data entry. As it is written in the prophecies of ancient Sentinel scripture, the Titans, towering elder demons of the infernal age, would return. Unearthed from their immortal slumber, the Titans are believed to be harbingers of the end times, primordial forces of chaos and destruction. Born from the tortured spirit of the betrayer's son, it was by Hell's unholy design that the icon of sin was given flesh. The fearsome Titan, forged from the essence of mortal suffering, once bore a human soul, a soul now transmorgified and entombed within the still beating heart of its former self. The betrayer, seeking to free his son from eternal torment within. The depths of hell made an agreement, a pact, sealed by the black fates of darkness, that promised to grant his son a chance to return from death. The son would live again, but not as human. In Hell's endless cruelty, the son was damned to become the icon, an inhumane existence bound only to its former humanity by the now disembodied, undying mortal heart. Vega data entry. Every 10,000 years, the collective maker consciousness, known as the Singularity, births a Khan maker, a supreme being destiny bound to lead all of URDAK until the next Khan is born. The Singularity, which contains the conscious soul data for every maker that has ever lived and died, processes and refines this data as a means of selective evolution. As hierarch of the conscious neural matrix to which each maker is interconnected, it is physically impossible for a maker to refuse the collective order of shared consciousness and disobey a Khan. This system has functioned without error since the creation of URDAK until now. With the disappearance of the father, the makers are incapable of creating a successor to the Khan lineage, allowing the existing Khan to hold her claim to the throne indefinitely. Alright, I need 8 more and then I can get all of the weapon mods.
There is a gate we can use here on URDAK to get back to Earth, but you will need to reconfigure the teleporter rings to activate it. We must move quickly, for the icon of sin grows more powerful the longer it is on Earth. Insert Vega to activate the portal.
System acquired. Setting a course for the Earth dimension now.
I can see now. Am I the father apprehended?
You must get the other teleporter rings aligned before it's too late. The gate must be reactivated. The longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become. sin inside URDAK. The seal has been broken. Now the demons may pass through the void as never before. You have brought her people and this whole place eternal damnation. But it was arrogant to bring the dormant icon here. Her hubris has shattered paradise. With the rings fully aligned, the dimensional gate to Earth is now open. Get to the landing platform and pass through the portal. Earth does not have much time left.
Maker Angels. Ooh. Vega data entry. These revered figures serve as speakers for the Khan Maker, earning positions of leadership and high esteem within their species. Angels of URDAK are gifted with orator rings, golden halos fused to their armor as a symbol of their status and rank. These divine beings occasionally gather in conclaves or at the summons of the Khan Maker, but typically do not work together, instead being assigned as independent advisors and overseers amongst Maker-controlled worlds.
The Godmaker is near. She cannot let you leave this place alive. She is invulnerable when she has the orb within her chest. Once removed, her defenses will be down.
For millennia we have survived. Made others sacrifice in the name of our prosperity. So that they may in turn find redemption. Who are you? A human. Once a mortal to defy our traditions. You have broken and the holy seal of URDAK. Your transgressions here will jeopardize all of creation.
We must leave. Now.
Con Maker defeated. I can now have 2 blood punches at a time, and that is glorious. Oh my goodness. Non-traditionalist. Yeah, no kidding. Turn down the game volume. Oh man, look at that. Of course, we got the combat encounters taken care of. The boss encounter. Dude, I almost died right at the very end. I almost lost a life. That the hard part is you gotta hit the maker drones with the headshots so that you can refill your rockets, and then you just use the rocket barrage over and over again, and she just goes down so easy, and then you just hook shot in. Well, bam! It's really easy. The hard part is the floor is lava, and sometimes you just can't find those maker drones. Like I was looking around for a little bit. Challenges, got those taken care of. The Maker drones, headshots, and the 12 demons in midair. Those go hand in hand with each other, especially when you have the slow down rune. And then collectible toy, there's 3 in the level, so that's pretty good. Exploration, got absolutely everything. That's what I'm talking about. That's pretty good right there. And just like that, we are on to the final level, Final Sin. Man, I'm unlocking quite a few things in this. That's pretty good. All right, well, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.